What is possession? Possession can take different forms. Someone can be possessed by so-called Satan or egoic mind, completely lose track of events and what's going on around. Can be like on autopilot. We can observe this now in many different parts of worlds. People are so aggressive. Some of this anger is uncontrollable. It's like on autopilot. This is possession as well. Someone can be possessed by Satan, and like we see exorcism, things like this. This is also possession, but this is quite extreme when someone completely not controlling his mind. He's completely not aware, and those dark thoughts overtook him. And someone can be as well possessed in lighter forms. We see in governments, those politicians now, which buying arms, with sending arms to kill people, millions telling them they are liars, they are doing wrong, whatever, they don't see it. This is also possession. They doing this on the autopilot. They are convinced, something convinced them in their mind they doing right. They are corrupted. Mind is corrupted to such a degree, it crossed its border, and something controlling that human being. He may think he do it, those things himself, but he is in a way possessed by corruption. He got too much corruption inside, usually too much greed. He's attached to things so much that he cannot let them go. He will do everything to keep that. He will kill, he will hurt just to keep that. Even if millions of people tell him he doing wrong, he is corrupt, or he is this, he is that. That possession, basically. Possession, term for possession is when someone keep doing corruption, corrupting, surrounding environment, people, himself, till he crosses a certain border. And with that corruption, there is such a line. When someone crosses this, he will be like on autopilot. He won't know anymore what he doing. He will be like a puppet to Satan, to that egoic mind. That's corruption. And from the degree of strength in human being, I don't know what is really responsible for it, but definitely God, if we fell off short with that, if this will start controlling us, or God will leave us alone when we keep corrupting ourselves, we will be assigned, like in religions they're saying, to Satan. Satan will be our master. After some time, when we decide to keep indulging in corruption. Like I can observe my own life. I also was on autopilot at some point of time. I did horrific things, horrible things. I took part in big fights, anger. I was like on autopilot, small impulse, and I was ready to go into 30 people and fight with them. I did some things like on autopilot because there arose lots of anger in me, not controllable anger, misunderstanding. I may say, on the mercy of, not on the mercy. I was controlled by Satan. I was on autopilot when I was young. I commit many mistakes. I even burn upside down cross on my right shoulder. And what's happened later, because what we creating with those, we creating imprints in the mind, thought process. With wrongdoing, we creating thought process appearing in us, and later those thoughts, those imprints will control us. They will circle in our mind. What we record our mind with those imprints will be that. We'll be reading from that. When we have lots of horrible imprints, anger and things like that, hatred, jealousy, pride, all of this, then we are controlled by this. We are that. We're reading from that. We're behaving that. That's simple as that. So we need to start spiritual journey when we awaken to that. Usually our suffering awaken us to that. Like in my example, I was battered by life. I was badly battered. I was like destined to die. Event after event, experience after experience was so hostile. So I asked myself question, what's going on in my world? Why all of that function this way? I could not understand that. But I gathered mountains there. Maybe this life, maybe previous lives, who knows? And at some point of time, I had so much enough of that I asked God in my heart. I asked, either you fix me, bring me to love, peace, tranquility, either you take me out of this world. And with that, when I say that, when I truly say this to myself, because I could not bear my pain, suffering, things started changing. But despite those things started changing, and I've been seeing that events of that life, like giving me those experiences to just face them, because you got those mountains, okay, you created those mountains, but you later have to face them, those horrors, those demons, those terrors. You have to face them with light of awareness, with light from God, with that tranquility from inside, to override your content of the mind, which is corrupted dark. Use that in that inside space, so that inside space can transform that darkness. That darkness will be transformed into light, but you have to face this. You have to keep facing. You have to go on the process of judgment. You will be judged from everything. And million times you will see, you're not right. You have still corruption inside. You still something coming to the surface, some dark things. You still will gonna see you're not right in many areas of yourself. And life is such a process that when you start from that really bottom, from that darkness, from that hell, because I call it hell in the mind, nothing function. Life not providing. You are on the street, you are homeless, you are deprived, you are attacked. That's how life behaving when you have this madness in the head. You suddenly awaken, you see nothing work. And when you decide to be righteous person, let's say you took Shahada in Islamic terms, or baptism, or whatever sacrament, you decide to fix yourself, fix everything, go with this flow, with those methods, practices, and it will be very not easy, it will be hard, because your mind will be fighting with you. When you decide to go on that road, you will see many times over the next decades that your consciousness, environment improving, slowly, gradually improving. Sometimes it is instant when you surrender to love. But when your mind is hostile, is complicated, is clever in mischief, is clever in avoidance of God, Allah, existence, then you are in serious trouble. Because it will be avoiding, it will be clever on its own way. Your egoic self will be clever. But life will strip you out still. It takes longer. Sometimes they're saying it takes for some people even 3 lifetimes. That content, huge content they accumulated, will come to zero at some point of time. They will surrender, they will give this up. Finally they surrender to God, to love, to Allah, to existence. It's all about to come back to love again, to peace, to serenity, tranquility. It is in your heart, but we taking part in corruption. We over-recorded that mind with dark thoughts, dark energies, and it is heavy. When I started my journey, it was so heavy. I was so heavy. I was like beast under the skin. I felt this everywhere. I tried to exercise, I couldn't. There was so heavy, so much heaviness in me. There was so much anger in me. I had unbearable anger inside. That's true about all of us. We carry on this in our minds. And if we are aware a little bit about that, we can start fixing those things slowly, bit by bit. Existence will keep giving us million experiences. Salam alaikum.